Fair. Thank you for the City of Trophy Club for having us here, and for all the participants. If you have time today, which hopefully you will, be sure you stop out and see all the different booths. We've got one down this hallway and this classroom, and then go all the way around over here. So please feel free to pop in there and talk to the folks there. If you have any questions, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to visit with you. My name is Dave McCarty. I'm the Emergency Management Coordinator for Tarrant County, and I'll be, they say I'm supposed to moderate this thing this morning, but we'll just be here and have some fun. So just real quickly, if we need to, exits are straight out the front. Follow me. If there's a problem, you'll see me running. So try to keep up. Restrooms are off over here to the left, and again, we appreciate all of you being here. So, Mr. Mayor, there you are. Nick Sanders, Mayor of Fair City, we are here, so please.
Thank you. Glad to have everybody here. Well, welcome to the Town of Trophy Club. It is a town, not a city, so that's okay.
Trying to get you up there a little higher.
Yeah, that's okay. But we're glad to have everybody here, and especially the congressman. Just to do my job as mayor, just to let you know that when you finish here and you're ready for lunch, there's Breadwinner's Restaurant right across the street. You can spend your dollars here. We appreciate those sales tax dollars. And then there's this very large building to the right over here. People are probably going, what the heck is that? It's a 25,000 foot restaurant, or will be. Opens late April or early May somewhere, and it depends obviously on lots of factors to get construction happening. So we're glad to have you here in our fair town. I like to tell people that Trophy Club is a golf course community. That's how it got its name. We have the only golf course designed by Ben Hogan, and so if you know who Ben Hogan is, then you surely know the fact that you might want to play his golf course that's here. We're also famous for the most famous and winningest female golfer in the world at this point. That's Kathy Whitworth, who won 88 tournaments in her life. So Kathy still plays golf out here from time to time. It is my distinct honor to have Congressman Burgess here. I've known him for some time and admired what he does for us. Now, there's a bio in your packet. If you didn't get a packet, you can read his bio. What I understand is everybody reads the bio out loud, and the congressman just assumed I not do that. So I've been informed appropriately. Yes, sir. However, I have a trick question for everybody. How many of you know that Congressman Burgess is a MD, a doctor? Raise your hand if you do. Most. Well, you got an idea now. Those that didn't now know that. And so here's the other trick question. How many babies has he delivered because he was in the OBGYN business as a doctor? How many babies has he delivered in his lifetime? 8,000. 8,000. You're wrong. Dr. Burgess, how many?
Well, 3,000 is the official figure.
The official figure, not 3,001 or 2,999, it's 3,000.
Well, the day I made that count, I forgot the 4 years I spent at Parkland Hospital.
Oh.
And there were probably a few there.
There were probably a few. I've always admired what Dr. Burgess does for us. And I think one of the things I admire the most is his openness with people that ask questions. And one of the things that's part of that is that he will tell you why he voted the way he did vote. And most people won't do that, is my opinion. I will. But you know, sometimes there's other ways you're trying to get something done, and at the U.S. level, sometimes you're trying to get something passed, and it's sort of combined with another bill that you really wish wouldn't pass, but if you want to get your item passed, you maybe have to vote yes. And that's the way it is in a give and take political world, right, sir? And so, hope you have a good time today, and enjoy the Emergency Preparedness Summit. And so, Dr. Burgess, without further ado, the floor is yours, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you, as always.
Here, let's go look.
One more. Great.
That was the longest handshake I've ever stand here. Anytime you take a picture.
Well, thank you, Mayor Sanders. This thing works well. And good morning. Thanks to everyone for getting up early and joining us. I've got some prepared remarks. I'm going to stay pretty close to those because if I don't, I'll leave off someone that I'm supposed to acknowledge and thank. So let me just start by thanking our mayor, Nick Sanders, and the town of the Trophy Club for hosting us this morning and making their beautiful, this is the first time I've been in your new town hall. I do remember the old one very fondly because we did a number of debates there the first time I ran back in the early 2000s. But this is a nice facility, and I like what you've done with the place, Mr. Mayor. Town Manager Tom Class here has been very helpful in getting this set up. Chief Wade Carroll, Fire Chief Wade Carroll, thank you for joining us this morning. Police Chief Patrick Arata and Captain Steve Woodard, thank you for helping us with getting all the logistics in place. And then Mr. McCurdy, Dave McCurdy, again, thank you he's with the Emergency Management Coordinator of Tarrant County, and thank you for moderating this morning's event. It's the first weekend of spring, so aren't we all glad? It's been a long, cold winter. Well, actually, it wasn't that long, wasn't that cold, but still, it's spring, and we're grateful that it is. But we must always be mindful, particularly in this part of the world, that this time of the year can bring new and additional hazards of which we need to be aware. Tornado Alley is a term you may have heard. It is a vast stretch of real estate that runs from a little south of here all the way up through the state of Illinois. We are, at least I was told this once before, and I think it is still correct, that although we are the southern tip of Tornado Alley, this area of North Texas is the most densely populated area in Tornado Alley. And that's why it is so significant. The other thing is, guess what? We're growing, and a lot of people are moving to the area who've never lived in North Texas before. So if you're from California or someplace up in the Northeast, you may not be familiar with the phenomenon known as a gust front or a tornado or some of the things that can happen to us here. So when the siren goes off, it's important that you know what it is, what that means, and what you should be anticipating. We don't have the frequency of tornadoes as some other parts of the country, but again, we are the most densely populated part of Tornado Alley. We are fortunate this morning to be joined by a number of federal and local partners. The first responders that we always talk about and praise. And, tell you what, let's just have a round for our first responders. We're going to hear from a number of them this morning, and their role is critical. Do remember, at the time of crisis, is the time of an urgent situation, the immediate responder is us. It's on us to do the things that are necessary to allow us the best possibility of surviving whatever event there is that occurs. And then first responders are on the scene shortly thereafter. Some federal and state responders come after the fact to help restore things. But in those immediate moments of the crisis, it's mostly on us. We're the first line of defense for ourselves and for our families. And look, we've already seen this year in Alabama and Georgia what severe weather can look like. It's just almost unfathomable. A tornado that was a mile wide and on the ground for as long as it was. Think of that in an area as densely populated as Tarrant County and Denton County. I do this event every year and have for well over 10 years. It's a public event. It is an informational event. It is an interactive event. We will have time to share thoughts with the presenters and ask questions of the presenters. But I want you to leave here this morning with an increased ability to recognize what your responsibilities are and how we might respond in time of crisis. A little later this morning, we're going to be joined by Dan Henry, the Chief Meteorologist for Fox 4, who will give our keynote address on North Texas weather. This is not the first time Dan Henry has been with us at this event. Every year I try to get one of the local weather personalities. when I was a kid growing up, it was always Harold Taft. There wasn't anybody else. It was Harold Taft. But unfortunately, Harold's no longer with us. But I tried to get one of the weather personalities to come and speak with us. They've obviously got some interesting stories about some of the weather things that have happened here that we've all perhaps been a part of, but they can give us the insight of what it was like to be reporting on that event and trying to gather the information so that their reporting would be accurate and helpful and not hurtful during the time of a crisis. But I will tell you, of all the people that have come and spoken with us, Dan Henry does an excellent job. So we're in for quite a keynote when he joined us later on this morning. So emergencies can strike at home, at school, at work, and I am again grateful to the many local, state, and federal experts who are here with us this morning. And we are going to have experts to discuss personal preparedness, school safety, and community emergency response. Tony Robinson, I haven't seen Tony this morning, but I think he will be joining us. He's the Region 6 Regional Administrator for FEMA, and he's going to be with us to discuss FEMA's resources and expertise. And I'll just tell you, through several presidential administrations, I've known Mr. Robinson, and he's a stand-up guy. The weekend right before Harvey was kind of churning around in the Gulf, and everyone was wondering what was going to become of it. Spoke with Mr. Robinson on Friday. By Monday, he didn't have time to come to the phone, but he did an excellent job as running his operations. The FEMA Region 6 headquarters is up in Denton, up on Loop 288, and his folks there did an excellent job during that time of crisis. We're also very fortunate this morning. We've got people from the American Red Cross here, Baylor Scott and White Medical Center in Grapevine, Denton County CERT, Denton County Emergency Services, the National Weather Service, North Central Texas County Council of Governments, the Tarrant County Office of Emergency Management, Trophy Club Fire Department, and Texas Division of Emergency Management. So again, let's give a big hand for everyone who's participated. So I am supposed to say as a commercial, please stop by the tables and booths outside and displays, but obviously I do also encourage you to listen and participate in the discussions as they're going to happen here. It does say at the top of the page that this is the 11th time I've done this. I think that's right. I can't quarrel. It does seem like it's been over 10 years. And I do get asked from time to time, why do you do this? I mean, this is not something that your ordinary member of Congress does. But when you see those pictures from like in Alabama and Georgia and see how people have been hurt and how their lives have been disrupted, I don't want anything like that to ever happen in this area, but if it does, I want people to have at least had a chance to think about what their obligations are at the time of crisis, and if we increase the survivability of an unfortunate event, then good for us. All serious topics, and I hope we take advantage of the experts who are here today and hear from their presentations. We want to protect ourselves and our families from danger. So once again, thank you for joining us, and I'll turn this back over to Mr. McCurdy. Here he comes. Thank you all. Thanks for joining us.